Well, I never really learned how to title the different videos I do. I thought like you're supposed to title them because it's like a title of like a theme or whatever. But according to what I read, the title is supposed to be kind of one of those searchable tags that people are going to be like, oh my gosh, I got to see this. That's over exaggeration. Just to express the point that, when you title your videos, it's not really like a title. Like on my other channel, I like to have a theme and then make a cool title and a name. Like back in the day when I used to be in a band, I would title the songs really long titles. Like one of the songs we had was "Brittle Hinges on a Deep Decaying Casket." But anyway, that's the past. Now moving forward, that's the title of this YouTube is Moving Forward. A lot of people do that and they'll be like moving forward. It's like somehow you got a strike on your video or something cringy about your video or whatever, and then you're like, you lost subscribers. I've lost subscribers before in my content, but lately it's been kind of consistent, even though I'm not consistent because I was supposed to be doing videos about the F1 Ford truck, but that's a whole nother story. And then maybe in my other channel, the Timothy Damage channel, maybe you could go over there and see what I'm doing if you're remotely interested. But all that stuff is just, the last video was just a bunch of like videos and me talking when I usually don't talk on that channel. Usually that channel is just kind of storytelling. They say that the vlog is really like you're telling a story, making something interesting. But as always, like I like to say, any views expressed on this vlogging are my own. I don't know if that helps to have that little disclaimer because my video is going to end up getting what it gets with views. Like the last month, maybe the most views I got on a video was like 200 for talking about how I don't think that Donald Trump is really a Republican. And maybe that's all conspiracy crap, but I think at the end of the day, when I looked at the two parties, there's the party that's like the traditional Democrats versus the party that is the people that are doing like socialism, progressive, all that stuff. But for the most part, it's just like creating a idea just to get people thinking, because at the end of the day, I just want to get some people thinking thoughts, because you could just live day by day, and that's what a lot of people do. They just they live for today, which is good in one way, but in the other sense, you got to think about tomorrow. We're not promised tomorrow by any means, but it's having some self-discipline. Like I turned 49 this month, and it's been a lot of contemplation about like, how do I navigate being 49? And then I went to a Bible study. In the Bible study, we were in Titus, the book of Titus in the Bible. And Titus talks about how older men are supposed to behave, how older women are supposed to behave. And it kind of put things in perspective, because I still like to use a lot of sarcasm. I like to joke around. I like to have fun. I've never been able to have a good sense of seriousness. It's harder for me to be serious, but I can when I have to be, and I try to be. But like having those times, like especially if I've had some sort of trauma, or I've had some sort of disappointment or anger, anxiety, or whatever, I kind of have to kind of come to my senses and think like, wait a minute, I really don't need to be sarcastic, or I don't have to navigate that part of my life by being upset and angry and all those things, because that's what, maybe it's human nature, maybe it's just my nature, but at the end of the day, I just have to kind of process a lot of my disappointments in a mature way. And that's the one thing that I've kind of, when I was at the Bible study and then we're talking about Titus, I think it's Titus chapter 2 we were in, and it was pretty insightful because when you're older and you're mature, you're able to navigate disappointments and you're able to have more strength when it comes to disappointments, because life is full of disappointments in case you didn't notice. And how do you process your disappointments? I know when you're younger, it's like the end of the world. Like my first marriage, my first serious relationship, my girlfriend, whatever, at the time, I thought that was my only chance. That's my only chance to have a relationship. That's my only chance. I was so naive, really naive. Because of course, 2 divorces later, I'm kind of hoping and praying that I'm learning from my mistakes. But how do you learn from your mistakes? Like, for example, the one thing that I think is kind of a mistake is giving all this attention and all this press to all these people that are very disappointed about the Kamala Harris loss. I have family and friends that probably are really disappointed and sad, and I'm not going to mock them or say any crap. I mean, I'm really even going to try to avoid engaging them in any sort of conversation because I am glad the way the election turned out, but I'm not going to gloat. And I think that's a kind of a bad thing, because maybe this is one time things are going to go the way that we think it should go. And obviously, over 50% of the United States population agreed that the country needed to go a different direction. And the different direction that it went may be on point. It may not be on point. But when things go a certain way, we need to be able to have a little bit of humility about moving forward. And we shouldn't give press to all these people on the internet having all these breakdowns and crying about, like, oh my gosh, it's the end of democracy, it's the end of the world. Even if Kamala won, I don't think it would exactly be the end of democracy. But maybe it would have been a little bit more of a bummer. But even Joe Biden, when you see Joe Biden doing the speech a couple days ago, he didn't seem disappointed, and he didn't seem like that it was going to be an end of everything. Maybe he's fronting, but if you watch Joe Biden's speech, you'll see that he was pretty good spirits, pretty high spirits. So for us to gloat about the way things are going, I don't know. I just want to encourage people. Again, we need to listen, and we need to really try our best to care about people's feelings. Because, yeah, there's that slogan about facts don't care about your feelings. But you know what? Maybe facts don't, but we need to. We need to care about other people's feelings. And we need to be able to not mock people that cry or get upset about certain things. I mean, they might not want to be comforted. So we're not really on the hook to comfort them, but we're on the hook to behave towards them in a loving way, because we need to love everybody. We don't need to trust everybody. When people aren't trustworthy, we don't trust them. It's just like Kamala. We need to love her because she's a human, but do we need to trust her? No, we don't need to trust her. That's not necessary. So if you think for a minute that love and trust is the same, it's not. I mean, for some serious relationship, like if you're going to get married or something, you need to love and to trust that person. So that's a whole different level of love. Just like I've talked to you in the other videos that I've done before, is that, that love in other languages have multiple different words for it. When we talk about love is love, that's something that I think we aren't going to have to deal with anymore, because it's just the way the direction of this country is going. It seems like we're going to have a more practical understanding of what love is. And love is not lust. Love is not having things go your way. Like I heard today, love thy neighbor doesn't mean that you only love your neighbor when you're right or when you win. No, even like when the World Series, we had LA Dodgers win. What happened with all those Yankee fans that are disappointed? We shouldn't be. I mean, maybe, well, there's always sportsmanship. Like in everything, there has to be some sportsmanship, right? When you win a game or all these other scenarios. And I think that if you really have a little remote sense of who you are and where you are, you should have confidence and security. And only those people that are insecure will be mad and hateful and all that stuff. It's like the people on the internet crying about the end of the world and all this stuff. I mean, it very well could be the end of the world, but it's a matter of maturity and security in life, because life is complex, in case you didn't notice. I mean, I'm going on my 1 year anniversary since my divorce got finalized. And yeah, I haven't jumped into another relationship. I mean, maybe I lack opportunity, or maybe there was opportunity, but I need to be able to, again, trust somebody that I'm cultivating a relationship. I have to love them, and to be able to be friends first, right? I know I covered a lot of stuff in this video, and if there was anything in this video that you really liked, let me know. Like it, share it, and yeah, leave some comments. That's always nice.